In this segment, I'm going to show you how to find the equation of a straight line which is perpendicular to another, given a common point between the two straight lines, and if one of the straight line equations is given. Okay, so the problem is given as a straight line goes through the point 2 comma minus 3. It's perpendicular to this other straight line y is equal to 5x minus 13, and we want to find out the equation of this straight line. So if I was going to draw a graph, let's suppose this will be x and this will be y, and it's not being drawn to scale. And if I had this straight line, which is y is equal to 5x minus 13 being drawn here, it has this one point which is given to us as 2 comma minus 3, and we are drawing a line perpendicular to it, and we want to find out what the equation of this line is. So the first thing which we got to think about is that we have this line and this line. These two lines are perpendicular to each other, so the product of the two slopes is going to be -1. So let's go ahead and use that to be able to figure out how we can solve this particular problem. So we are given that the product of the two slopes of the two lines is -1. Now you can very well see that one slope is positive and the slope is negative. If the one of the straight lines along the x-axis and the one is parallel to the y-axis, then that's a special case, because we'll have one slope to be 0 and another one to be infinite. So we got to take care of it separately. But for other cases, the product of the two slopes will be equal to -1. We already know that one straight line is y is equal to 5x minus 13. So in this case, one of the slopes is already given to us. So let's suppose we call it m1. So m1 is 5. So what is m2? We plug it into this equation right here. We get 5 times m2 equal to -1. So I get m2 is equal to minus 0.2. So that's the slope of the second line. So if I've already found that out, the slope of the second line is m2 x plus c. So m2 I just found out to be 0.2 times x plus c. So the question arises, how do I find c? We already know that this straight line goes through the point 2 comma minus 3. So I can substitute for y, I can substitute -3. And for x, I can substitute 2 plus c, and that gives me c is equal to minus 2.6. So I've been able to find out what the intercept is, I've been able to find out what the slope is. So that tells me that the equation of the straight line, which is m2x plus c, I found out m2 to be minus 0.2 and c to be minus 2.6. So that gives me minus 0.2x minus 2.6, and that is the equation of that straight line we're trying to find. And that is the end of this segment.